Good morning, folks. Jamie McIntyre here on behalf of the AustralianNationalReview.com. Sunday morning session. Just a quick update to have a chat to you about some of the things that have been happening this week and overnight. Some good news from behalf of Australian National Review, the global news network that we're planning to launch. We're working on the pilot programs right now. Executive producers are in place, and we're organising people to interview, etc., and talking to different hosts to create different shows. The plan, we will start weekly shows of mine. The McIntyre Report will be the first show released, and then other political commentary shows. Also, you're going to have a session on a political parody show. I think humour is a great way, and satire, political satire. And we're going to have a laugh about some of the ridiculous attempts to take over our world is going on right now. It's a serious matter, but sometimes we need to see the funnier side of things as well. So the plan will be, once we roll it out, think OAN or Sky News, basically creating a 24-hour news network. That's the end game. Obviously, we're going to fill that up with content as we go. So we are looking for presenters and hosts, etc. Existing content creators we'll be talking to. But if you're someone that's great, love watching, send us their details or tell them to contact us, and we'll consider running their content or having them host their own show here on the Australian National Review Global News Network. So basically, we'll start. My show will be once a week on a Wednesday night, coming out in November. Then the plan would be from 6 p.m. most nights through to about 11 p.m. 5 nights a week, and then there'll be a weekend segments as well, political commentary shows, and some business mixed in there, and as I said, some satire, political commentary, comedy, and then there'll be obviously news, updated news going on throughout the process, and then some of that will repeat, so you miss those shows, you can see them during the day, the next day. So basically we'll end up rolling out to 24 hours content. So we appreciate your support. Those are sent in donations. We'll certainly need a lot more to compete. We're competing against billion-dollar foreign multinational foreign media companies. So it is an expensive project. We appreciate your support, and anything you can give to help towards this will certainly help us defend our democracies, or what's left of them, but also bring not just the truth to light, but help you access intel and valuable information. The key in any endeavor, and even if we're fighting a war here, and it's a propaganda war at this stage, and hopefully we succeed at winning this propaganda war, because we know what comes after a failure of that is the trenches, and we don't have history. We don't have society to go into a violent way to save our democracy. So let's try and win this propaganda war, shall we? But the more you know ahead of time, the more advantage you have over the rest of the world, effectively, and that's why it's so critical. And that's predominantly what the advantage ANR, Australian National Review, already has, or will certainly have in the future, ahead of other news networks. One, we know what's going on more than them. We're willing with more research. We talk about it more, and we'll talk about it well before mainstream media even broach the subject, if they ever broach it. Because they're controlled and limited to what they can say, and also pushing mainstream media the narrative, which is the narrative of our enemies. So it is very advantageous to know in advance. And also at Australian National Review, we're very fortunate we get so much intel sent to us, not just good for quality articles and information, but actual intelligence that helps us then keep people updated in advance. So let's talk about a few topics today. Moving on. So the New Zealand election, you probably heard about. My God, Jacinda Ardern has been re-elected. Well, I wouldn't lead into too much. I mean, pretty much New Zealand was a communist takeover. She's a closet communist. There's no hiding that. This is where the issue with personality politics comes in. This is what happens when you have children voters. I don't mean voters under 18. I mean childish voters. Same thing in America. Here's how you tell if someone's uneducated about real life. They'll vote based on personality. I mean, that's being a child. True. How many people, particularly on the left wing of politics, vote based on personality? They don't like Donald Trump's personality, so they won't vote for him. Since when is it a personality context? This is global politics, determines our futures, our democracy, and you're worried about the personality. Jacinda Ardern would be voted because some people voted on a person. Oh, she has a nice smile, nice teeth. Doubt that, but they vote on a personality. This is immature, it's childish, and but these are the same people that are immature and childish because they went to school, they obeyed authority, they were taught at school, they obey authority to conform, and they bought the lie that formal education is the key to success and academia equals intelligence more than others. Others of us were rebellious and go, how is this going to help me get where I want to go in life? That we actually had the foresight or ability to critically think. and ask teachers that question, but we'll consider the rebels. We're more likely to go out and start a small business or build that into a bigger business, are more likely to be in roles where we generate our own income, less likely to work for the government or take welfare. Where we're talking about the far left, more likely to take welfare, more likely to work in a government job, which what's government job, no offense, is welfare, paid for by the government, more likely to be career politician, dodgy politician, more likely to spend too much time around a university campus avoiding getting a job. No offense to some people I offend, but if you're easily offended, you also probably belong to the offensive culture, which is the extreme left. If you actually, so those in a society that are accountable and responsible and don't think government should dictate to us how we should live are generally the more people that are not going to vote on personality. They might not like Donald Trump's personality, but they will look at policies and go, well, the other side's clearly corrupt, criminal, bought off, support crony capitalism, which is pretty close. Crony capitalism is pretty close to communism. Realize that? See, capitalism gets a bad name. These extreme left hate capitalism. Take, because they want something for nothing. What the extreme left is really into is crony capitalism. So they're beating down on capitalism as bad. Now, capitalism has its imperfections, but you know what? It's not actually capitalism that's the problem with the world. You know what the problem with the world is? Crony capitalism. And you know who the crony capitalist is? Socialists, communists. I'll give you an example. See, I'm an entrepreneur and investor, so I learned to go out and actually self-made millionaire and build my wealth from nothing. A crony capitalist is this. They figure out they're an Al Gore. They're a Clintons. They're a Dan Andrews. Apparently he's worth $90 million. Joe Biden. I mean, how's a Joe Biden live in a mansion when he's only ever technically meant to earn $174,000 a year US? I mean, he's a crony capitalist. In other words, they've been on the take. They've been getting government money and then doing side deals. They're more likely to be Democrats or Labor leaning. So more likely to be corrupted, easily corrupted, because they don't know how to earn money. So their idea is just take, which is effectively socialism. And don't think socialism is a nice word. Socialism is communism, so don't delude yourself otherwise. These people are also deluded. Oh, let's have equality. You know what? Of course communists say let's have equality. It equals everyone's going to be equally poor and we'll keep the rest of it. I mean, that's really fucking smart, wake the fuck up, people that still fall for this deadly virus. It's not the coronavirus, not a deadly virus. What the really deadly virus is socialism / communism / globalism. It's all the fucking same thing. Do you know what I'm saying? They want government powers expanded because people are like, oh, someone's going to save me, someone's going to look after me. But who the fuck would want a government to look after you? They look after themselves. They're corrupt. How corrupt is Dan Andrews? Dan Andrews will go to jail if he's lucky, because someone's probably going to do something worse to him than that. He's not about to walk down the street safely again because he's a moron. Victorians, something happens to Dan Andrews. How are they going to narrow it down who did it? There's like 6 million Victorians want to do something to him. So the point being, these people are corrupt criminals. It's crony capitalism. So capitalism isn't the problem. No, we've actually had proper capitalism, and I would say passionate capitalism, then the world would be just fine. It's a crony capitalist. Like, they create scams, like the global warming scam, so Al Gore could scam and take taxpayer money. The coronavirus scam, like Bill Gates and George Soros, once again, crony capitalist. Bill Gates is never a self-made billionaire. He's a trust fund fucking baby. His dad was a con man spib, friends with the Rockefellers. They're all elites. People look up and go, these people are self-made. No, they weren't. They were all little buddies in the rich elite circle that set all these things up. Mark Zuckerberg, same. These are not real entrepreneurs. They're crony capitalists. So they take taxpayers' money. It's a great way to make money. Great way to make money. Don't go out in the private sector and build a business where you actually add value to society. Just go and get a government contract, whether in business or employee, and take government money. It's great. Socialism is great. I'm all for it. Great. But it's great until the money runs out. See, socialists are good at spending other people's money until it runs out. Then they burn the system to the ground. Oh, now, yes, they've got their equality. Everyone equally fucking poor. Equality is not necessarily good. You want inequality. Why shouldn't there be inequality in income? If you work harder, you deserve to earn more. True? Why should you work hard and someone else get exactly the same as you? I mean, does that really work? I mean, these morons that think this, because they've never been out in the real world. That's why university students are more likely to vote left, because they went to a left-leaning fucking school. Our school systems are run by closet communists. Most teachers are left-leaning Labor voters. Why? Or Democrat voters. Why? Because they get handouts from the fucking government. They've never had to go out and earn a real dollar in their life. No offense to teachers at work, but I'm saying it's government money. More inclined to support unions, which are thugs, criminals, corruption, mafia, in most cases, not all cases, okay? And I'm deliberately trying to provoke here because I know who I provoke, the left-wing nutcases. People that actually know how the world works are not easily triggered, are not into this PC political correctness culture. Also, those people probably don't watch my videos because I piss them off because they can't handle the fucking truth. True? So remember this, folks. We'll get back on topic about New Zealand election. Capitalism actually isn't that bad. It has its imperfections. I'm a compassionate capitalist. I believe in everyone should be taken care of in society. But I feel that capitalism has been copying the craps that people want to support socialism or communism, which is fascism, So why? Because they're blaming capitalism when it's not capitalism that's wrong. It's crony capitalism. And the same people that are rigging the capitalist system, the crony capitalists, are the same people that will run the communist system. Do you not get that? So this is what I don't understand about the dumb left-wing nutcases. They're meant to be against war, yet they support the warmongers in Clinton and all these, Obama and all these warmongers. But they're meant to be against the war. They're meant to be against extreme wealth, but they support billionaires such as Bill Gates, the coronavirus is a real pandemic. You got to wait till we have a vaccine. Actually, no, you have to wait till we have a second generation vaccine. Go fuck yourself, Bill Gates, you moron. You're a crony fucking capitalist. I don't like you. George Soros, crony capitalist, theft, bribery, take money. Dan Andrews is a multi-millionaire. How did he get his money? He didn't get it by fucking working. He's never had a job the day in his fucking life. He's a crony capitalist. They're on the take, folks, and we're going to take them down. See, they think they're introducing a new world order. Well, we have some news for them. Sorry, we've changed the fucking plan. Your new world order doesn't stack up. We don't fucking want it. We reject it. Go fuck yourself. We have our own new world order coming. And these gutless cowards, traitors to our country, traitors to the world, traitors such like New Zealand Prime Minister, the dumb sheep over there. I'm sorry, New Zealanders, I had a lot of respect for you, and I feel sorry for New Zealand voters that are awake. But I'm sure the election was rigged. But to re-elect a communist sellout, how much bribery money's in Jacinda Ardern's bank accounts? Go check that out. She's taking bribes, she's corrupt, and please sue me, Jacinda Ardern, you corrupt, dodgy piece of big teeth, horse mouth, lying, sellout, communist. Go to fucking China if you want to turn New Zealand into China. Just fuck off and go to fucking China and live that way. See, this is what I don't see. I think if people want communism and totalitarianism and socialism and all the fucking same and have the government tell you what to fucking do and take a fucking COVID vaccine because you're too fucking stupid to know otherwise, then by all means, move to fucking China and live there. Go to fucking Mars. Turn Mars into a communist planet if you want. Really, just fuck off. Because most of us don't want to live that way. Most of us actually have a brain and have learned accountability and responsibility. Actually have to go out and earn a dollar. Actually have to look after your family. Have to actually be fucking responsible. We don't need some government dictating every aspect of our life. But if you want totalitarianism, great. Fuck off to terrorist China and go and fucking live there. But this is democratic Australia. It was democratic New Zealand and democratic West. And we're not going to tolerate that. So there's a new world order coming. It's not the one they think. And dumbass traders, see how fucking stupid the extreme left-wing nutcase politicians are. They think they're going to get away with it. Do you think we're not going to track the money to your fucking bank account? Do you think you're not taking fucking bribes? Do you think you're going to be allowed to get away with your plans? I know it's not going to happen. Why? Because I know enough about fellow Australians. Before we end up living in a totalitarian communist future, we'll get some fucking guns and we'll go to war. Now, let me ask Australians, how many Australians would be willing to go to war so their children and grandchildren one day actually have a fucking future, then accept people dictating every aspect of their life? Now, I'm not advocating war. I'm against war. That's why I'm saying we're prepared to go to war if it comes to that. So go fuck yourselves. That's why America, it's hard for them to take America. America has half a billion guns. Americans weren't stupid enough to hand their fucking guns in over some fucking scam. Why was Clinton, Gates recently visited New Zealand? Why were they recently in Christchurch? I mean, de-arming New Zealand, a bit like they de-armed Australia. Well, there's conspiracy theories out there, and now what we're finding as the world's rapidly evolving and we're becoming awake, is that a lot of these conspiracy theories are no longer fucking theories. So anyhow, let's get back on track. Well done, New Zealand, for voting in a moron. Good luck with that. See you next time. But then I'm an Australian having a go at Kiwis. Kiwis can equally have a go at Victorians because we've got a fucking idiot leader there. And guess what? Queensland is going to vote in a few weeks, and there's enough idiot Queenslanders going to vote for Palaszczuk. I mean, once again, Queenslanders, if you want to vote in a Labor socialist fucking government, fuck off. Leave the fucking state. Go to Victoria. That's where you belong. If you want the government to dictate every aspect of your life, go to fucking Victoria. I'm sure there's plenty of Victorians that wish to leave and take your fucking spot. Do you know what I'm saying? My God. Like, no wonder aliens won't come to our fucking rescue because the humans are too fucking stupid. Leave them down there to fuck their own planet up. My God, it's a fucking joke. So, Queensland election. Who should you vote for? Well, see, this is where you say, Jamie, the problem is we have a two-party system which doesn't work. It's true because both parties are rigged, and Liberals might, even though we might support one side of politics more than the other, the problem is the two-party system is being compromised for some time. That's why we need a new political system. That's why I launched 21st Century Australia back in 2013. It was originally a movement to introduce a modern-day political system. Just like I spent 2 decades of my life helping bring, highlighting very clearly and creating a modern-day 21st century education, saying our 19th century education is outdated. It's a problem with the world. And we also have a problem with our 19th century political system, which no longer serves us. So we need a new political system. But in the meantime, credit to those smaller parties, etc., trying to make their difference. But the point is this: people push away, say, from Labor, but then they're going to go to Liberal. So people don't want to support the other major party. So if they vote, minor parties, then only supports the incumbent. So you see how the two-party system is effectively rigged to keep the two parties in power. And that's why they detest the likes of Pauline Hanson in Australia, One Nation, or any, even Clive Palmer, etc., any minor party that starts to get a bit of traction. I mean, I launched a political party. You think what they did? They jailed Pauline Hanson. They've been trying to jail Clive Palmer ever since he launched a political party. And they went after me when I launched a political party in 2013 and put their deep state government agencies onto me and destroyed many of my businesses. Why? Just to stop, because someone that can communicate and actually speak the fucking truth and actually knows what the fuck's going on in the world is a threat. So they don't want minor parties getting too big. But never has there been more willingness for people to desert major parties, just like because why they're deserting mainstream media as well, and less people buying the bullshit. We no longer need IQ tests, folks. All we need is to ask a simple question to people. Do you realize the coronavirus is a fraud? Yes or no? And do you believe that governments committing economic suicide and destroy and setting communist oppressive control of their people, such as in Victoria, is good for your children and grandchildren's future, yes or no? So that's really the only IQ test you need in the world right now. And unfortunately, too many of them are failing. But the people that fail, most of the people that fail are the ones that think they're intelligent, but not. The ones that think they're intelligent have too many fucking degrees on their wall. No offense if you've got degrees, I've been to fucking uni too, but I wouldn't call that where I fucking learnt anything. It's a fucking lie. You realise that? It's a way to make money. The formal education is a fucking scam to make you pay $100,000 for a fucking college degree, which when you have to go to a fucking job, doesn't even get you a job these days in most cases, and then you have to learn on the fucking job. So really, education system does more damage than good. It's to be successful in life, you have to unlearn what you've learned at school or uni more so to succeed than use what you learned at school to fucking succeed. Does that make sense? But anyhow, we go on about that all day. But see, this is a problem with our politics because the people that bought conformity, obey authority, and then believed most in formal education, the ones that so easily fucking manipulate, they still think they're going to die of the fucking coronavirus. It's not that the virus can't be deadly. It's a fucking scam. It's a swindle. It's a fucking joke. And if you can't see that, I'm sorry. I mean, if some of your friends can't see that, I'd seriously consider whether they should be your friends, Don't hang around fucking stupid people. If any of my friends still thought the coronavirus wasn't a fraud and thought this is for real, I'd say, mate, get another fucking friend because I'm not your friend. I can't hang around with stupid fucking people. Makes sense? I know how you're feeling, folks. There's many out there. But unfortunately, we're on the planet with stupid people, so let's have to either help these poor stupid people become a little bit fucking smarter or Maybe we just need to go, let's have two parts of this world. Those who believe in communism, go fucking live in it, fuck off. And those who want to live in democracy and compassionate capitalist society where you're rewarded if you work harder. But we don't forget those who can't help themselves. And we, compassionate society, will go live where we want to live. Makes sense? So that's what's happening in the world today. A lot of things about, obviously. Now, the good thing about the people worried about the US, look, Trump is going to win the US election. That is good, unless they can somehow massively rig it. But Democrats have been trying to rig elections for a long time. And that's also the side of politics that does rig things. So don't believe the polls that Biden's way in front. Yeah, if you believe that, you still think Hillary Clinton won the fucking election last time. I mean, people are so fucking stupid. Mainstream media lie to you all the time, rig polls, and you think it's true. If Joe Biden was elected, if majority of Americans elected Joe Biden, I mean, I know there's some dumb fucking Americans, as there's some dumb fucking Australians and Kiwis, clearly. But there's not that many dumb fucking Americans, you know what I'm saying? Like Joe Biden, sleepy, creepy Joe fucking Biden. If you can't see through that bullshit. So once again, if you don't like Trump, I don't give a fuck. We're not voting on personality. Grow the fuck up. You're not a child. Grow up and be a fucking adult. Be responsible and accountable. And don't vote on personality politics. Okay? If you vote on personality, you're a fucking child and you don't deserve the right to vote. And my apologies for swearing. I know some of you don't like me swearing because you can't share it with your friends. Well, I'm telling you this. If you'd rather communists take over than me swearing, then I'll stop swearing when we win the battle. How's that sound? Okay, but anyhow, we will have a McIntyre report will be coming out very soon. The first episode, we'll keep you posted. Send in your questions. Now, also, before I wrap up, getting a little bit of feedback. I've advised and I continue to advise Victorians leave Victoria. Now, some people get offended by this. Yeah, you know who? Extreme fucking left-wing nutcases. Leave. Now, you don't have to, but I'm telling you, if you want to win a game of chess, if you want to fucking win this war, stop doing your obvious things. You've got to create your own game so you can set your own rules so we're in charge. If you keep playing Dan Andrews' game and his masters, their game, and playing predictable, then you're going to lose. Predictability is this. They already know you're going to do some street protests and already have and going to do some. That's predicted. That's planned for. They want you to do that because then they can use their privatised, globalised police force they have amongst the Victorian police, you know, aware of that, resilient cities, all that bullshit, to crack down on you harder and claim that you're right-wing extremist groups. Make sense? Even though you're not, you're just fucking normal, everyday Victorians. Now, of course, protest safely where you can, but it's not really what I'm advocating. Don't play the playbook. They want you to do that so they can crack down on you and then bring in even more tougher laws. What you want to do is change the rules. One rule is this. Why the fuck would you want to stay in Victoria anyhow? Stop thinking, oh, I don't want to do 14 days quarantine in a hotel in another state. It's too much of a hassle. What the fuck? You've been locked up for 6 months already and you think it's a hassle to do 14 fucking days quarantine? Wake the fuck up, Victorians, and get the fuck out of there. It's not... It's going to get much worse before we rescue you. And it's a lot easier to fucking rescue a state if you're not fucking there. So stop being a victim, staying in fucking Victoria and get the fuck out. That's my advice. If you don't like it, well, stay fucking there. But if you think you're getting out in 2 weeks or 4 weeks, you're fucking lying to yourself. Now, if you're going to be locked up for a minimum another 3 months, would you leave now? I told you 2 months ago to fucking leave. Those who have left, I haven't had one person regret that's left. I fucking used to live in Melbourne, so don't tell me I can't lecture Victorians what the fuck to do. I've lived in Melbourne for 15 fucking years and I left. And do you think I regret it? Melbourne was a great city. No, it was. It isn't anymore, and it's going to be a long time before, if ever, it's going to come back. There's already 450,000 people estimated to be leaving or planning to leave Victoria. And I'm going to suggest more of you should fucking leave. Why? You have to participate in your own rescue. It's much easier to assist Victorians if you're not fucking there. It's dangerous to stay. People go, oh, Jim, you don't understand. It's not easy to move. Do you think I don't fucking understand? It's just I don't take excuses. If you don't have excuses, well, you're going to be run by fucking communist totalitarian future because you can't fucking make a decision to fucking move. Like, just go on 3 or 6 month fucking holiday or just go and relocate. You can if you wanted to. Someone put a gun to your head and said, you don't leave Victoria in fucking within a week. You'd fucking leave, so don't make excuses. Oh, but I don't understand, I've got family here. All the more reason to fucking leave Victoria if you have family. It's not safe to keep your family. Have you not seen the behaviour of the Victorian police? Do you think it's not going to get worse? And you want to leave your fucking family in Victoria? If I had my family, I would have been fucking out of there a long time ago. Look at your fucking Premier. He moved his fucking family out of there. He knew it wasn't fucking safe. And you're keeping your family there? Come on. Oh, yeah, but I like living in Victoria. Oh, I'll stay in a fucking communist state, failed fucking fascist state if you want. Really fucking great, isn't it? Come on. Get the fuck out of there. They're not, this is what they don't expect. They wouldn't expect 1 million or more Victorians just to leave. If you do that, I guarantee you fuck with their plans and you'll bring down the Dan Andrews government. And 2, you'll be a lot safer and you'll be able to get on with your life. Oh, yeah, but just they're going to lock down other states. Yeah, let them fucking try and lock down Queensland and see what's going to happen. Yeah, Queensland has a lot more fucking farmers, a lot more fucking guns. And if there's ever going to be political revolution, it's going to be in Australia. It'll be always in Queensland. Does that make sense? So come and fucking get up here. You can do more for your fellow Victorians than being fucking a victim, playing victim and playing into Dan Andrews' fucking power. Stop playing his game and stop being in Victoria. Change the game and move. Move your fucking chess piece out of Victoria and you can help Victorians more. Now, some of you are going to stay and fight and do whatever, and great. But if you think it's a banning Victoria to leave, no. You want to win the fucking war, not the fucking battle. Does that make sense? So you don't have to follow my advice. Stay in Victoria if you fucking want. I'm just telling you, knowing what I know, the intel that I have, I would leave. If you have family, more the reason to get them the fuck out of there. But Jamie, I just can't uproot. Yes, you fucking can. I'm not saying leave permanently. I'm saying go fucking interstate for 3 to 6 months. I can't afford it. Well, if you're on fucking JobKeeper or JobSeeker, you get paid wherever you are. So don't say you can't fucking afford it. You can't afford to fucking stay there. You're going to go broke. If you're in business, you'll go fucking broke. Go and restart a business in another fucking state. More career opportunities. Better life. If you think you're coming out of lockdown anytime soon, you're not. My prediction, you're going to could be at least 6 months or never. Or never. Does it make sense? And 2, they're going to keep you locked down most likely until they bring out the COVID vaccine. And you know what they're going to do to your kids? They're going to get your kids at fucking school and they're going to take them into quarantine and not tell you. If you don't realize it's already happening, this is already planned. Fucking ask them for Victorian teachers. They're not allowed to inform the parents when they take your kids from school into quarantine. They're going to forcibly vaccinate them and you won't even know where they are. They're going to separate you. They're going to go door to door and fucking forcibly vaccinate you. Oh, it won't be mandatory. Yes, it fucking will. And you're going to stay in Victoria and be forcibly vaccinated and let your kids do that. You know what's going to happen to that? Your people get fucking vaccinated. So by all means, stay in Victoria. But my advice is, friends, I know it's not easy. And yes, it's inconvenient, but it's going to be has it not been inconvenient already the last 6 months being in Victoria? Is it going to be more fucking inconvenient to stay in Victoria? So make a fucking decision. To stay there is playing the victim card and not supporting Victoria. Fucking leave and help win this fucking war instead of worrying about the battle. The battle of Victoria's been lost. You've already fucking lost. So let's start planning winning this war and standing up to this globalist takeover, which is a globalist communist takeover in bed with fucking Clinton, Gates, Soros, China, and fucking co. And they have this plan. These people are gutless and they're traitors. They can't be defeated. We have to have our plan. A new world order that as our new world order would teach these fuckers where they're going to fucking go. There's a big army of people on our side. Remember that. You're not alone. So don't play Dan Andrews' playbook. He's a fucking moron and fuck him up. I guarantee you want to see Dan Andrews' government collapse, get 1 million or more Victorians to leave. Just leave. Just get in your fucking cars and leave. Come do your 14-day quarantine. Oh, yeah, I can't leave it. Bull fucking shit. You can do shit. Stop making fucking excuses. Your excuses are reasons. Get a fucking game plan or you're going to dilly-dally and do some fucking street protests and play into his hands and achieve fucking what? They want you to do that, folks. They plan for that. Do something they haven't planned. That's my advice. You must be strategic. You must be smart. And let's just start fucking with these fuckers by doing things they're not expecting. Talk to you soon.